Hi, I am making this part 2 of the part 1 video I made today late because I have been having issues getting in touch with my friends on Facebook. When I was talking to my friend that I wanted to talk to when I did part 1 video, she wasn't able to put her camera on and she wasn't able to hear me. We were having technical issues. And then my grandma had to come in the house while we were talking to let the dogs in because I wasn't able to hear the dogs outside yelling to come in, or rather howling to come in, but she said yell. Because my grandma, she likes dogs. She's a dog nut. She's obsessive about dogs. And she likes to humanize them and say that the dog said this or they yell at this. I don't know if it's because she's an old person or she just has a fixation on dogs. But probably both. She came in and let him in, and she was asking me some things and such. Then my mom got home after that, and I had to help her bring the groceries in and everything. I'm going to be telling you some things about my target individual experiences lately because I haven't been telling you a lot about my target individual experiences because I've had a lot to show you and tell you about besides my target individual experiences. They keep on putting negative thoughts in my head every time I'm around people. They also keep saying that I'm selfish or that my mom's selfish and that your mom's like a dictator or something. And they keep on saying this kind of stuff to me. They also tell me every time I work on my meals I cook that I'm selfish because I'm cooking my own food. Everybody has a right to cook their own food because everybody has a right to eat. Eating, drinking, and sleeping is a human right. And it's even the right of all life forms that need to eat, drink, and sleep. Except for the parasitic kind. And you all know what I'm talking about when I mean the parasitic type. I'm getting sick and tired of them putting this fucking shit in my head. They also said that I don't have the right to have children or that I don't have the right to prenatal care, abortion, and a C-section if I get pregnant. They want me to live like a medieval peasant. They want me not to be able to get the health care that I need, the medicine in general that I need, food and water and sleep. They don't want me having anything good. They put this kind of shit in my head all the time. It's like they're trying to use the third horseman of the apocalypse famine on me. They're trying to make me think that I need to deprive myself of things that I need for others. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. I'm also getting sick and tired of Christian target individuals saying the exact same things to me because their fucking religion teaches them to deprive themselves of things that they need to survive for others. Christianity is, in essence, irrational and Copernicus self-destruction. Ancient Christians back in the day used to commit suicide because they wanted to go to heaven. And it got so bad that the church had to make suicide a sin to do. And they tried to enforce people not to commit suicide because of this, even though it was their fucking religion being the anti-individual against or oppose the individual that it is, and against agency that it causes people to commit suicide who practice it. And I'm getting sick and tired of these suicidal, self-deprived, self-deprecating, and dehumanizing Christian nutjob target individuals for seeing their nutjob. I should kill myself and I should just suffer religion for others. There was an Asian sect of Christians who were completely against suicide and that they were all in favor of homosexuality, not procreating, meaning that they would be okay with abortion. They especially be okay with abortion of non-believers and of children or fetuses that look like they're going to have genetic defects. The Gnostics also were not as selfless and self-depriving as other Christians because they knew that at the end of the day you have to care about your own damn soul, because the evil god that created this world called Yaldabaoth the Demiurge, which is an evil parasitic extraterrestrial who is a spiritual parasite and predator in his archons, that they recycle our souls after we die and they use heaven and hell as a trap to MK Ultra fuck and shock our souls into forgetting our past lives and forgetting to go back to the true God, which is sourced from the monad in the pleroma. And this is called the reincarnation death trap. Even UFO and extraterrestrial researchers and people that have been in contact with UFOs and extraterrestrials, the extraterrestrials, like the extraterrestrial that Matilda McElroy interviewed at Area 51, along with Tanaf from the Silver Legion, they tell you, along with the Nazi Christians, that there is evil extraterrestrials that know how to enslave and tamper with souls, that they have soul-altering, soul-enslaving technology, and that these extraterrestrials are billions to trillions of years more advanced than anything we human beings have. And it's to the point, it doesn't matter how selfish or selfless you are. Everybody dies and everybody gets recycled and gets forced to reincarnate in the reincarnation death trap that these archons, extraterrestrials, the gray aliens, reptilians have set up to enslave our consciousnesses, which is our souls, and that what Christians need to get through their heads is that they're worshiping these evil extraterrestrials, the God of the Bible, Jehovah Yahweh. He is and was one of the main commanders-in-chiefs of these evil extraterrestrials, and he goes by different names, Yada-Baoth or Ada-Baoth the Demiurge, Enlil, and Zechariah Ascension's books. He's even called Belial. He goes by all kinds of fucking names, and he's also called Saturn, Adonai, and his fucking archons, which are angels in the Christian Bible, and the cherubim and seraphim in the Torah. These fucking evil entities, extraterrestrials, they feed off of our souls by feeding off of our souls' experiences, emotions, and thoughts when we reincarnate and have these lives that we have, that we're being forced to have. That's what they do. And they also feed off of our flesh and blood in our incarnations, our bodysuits. They feed off loosh, dead orgone, blood, and life force energy, chi orgone energy from us. They're fucking evil as hell, these extraterrestrial beings. And they're real, and there's many scientists who have proven that they are real, and many of them were killed or died in horrific conditions and in horrific ways. Even a person like Jordan Maxwell would tell you this. David Icke as well, along with Robert Stanley. That means that we have had millions of past lives, at least thousands to millions of past lives on planet Earth, where we were forced by these evil extraterrestrials to have these fucking millions of lives to be nothing more than their slaves and cattle. And that's why humanity has had such a dark, I wouldn't call the word dark. Dark means just a lack of light. This is why humanity has had a very disturbing and difficult history full of war and slavery, because war and slavery feeds these evil extraterrestrials, and it speeds up the reincarnation death trap processes because it speeds up death. And that's also why a lot of humanity right now has PTSD, Stockholm Syndrome, and cognitive dissonance towards tyranny and evil on planet Earth, because tyranny and evil has been ruling over planet Earth and thus us for millions of past lives, for millions of lives, for reincarnation, which is the equivalent to hundreds of thousands of years. We have been fucking enslaved and genocided for millions of past lives, which is the equivalent of hundreds of thousands of years. This is eons, ages of this horrific shit on this planet. whenever I first did my research and I understood this information and I uncovered this information on the internet, I was horrified. I was fucking horrified of what I've learned. And I know that reincarnation's real because there is so much scientific evidence that reincarnation's real and heaven and hell is not real. Because there's actual studies and scientific evidence to prove this. There has been people who have remembered being different sex and different races in their past life. There was this white boy who remembered being a black woman in his past life. Then there was this white woman that remembered being a Japanese samurai in her past life. And she has suicidal tendencies because of it. And if we are going to continuously be trapped into this third dimension materium by the reincarnation death trap of these evil extraterrestrials that have been called so many fucking names throughout the eons, they keep putting negative thoughts in my head. Fuck them. If we keep on going through all this shit as a species, you know what? Maybe we should be Satanists, because if we're going to be eternally be used as a prey species, as a cattle, a crop by these evil extraterrestrials, then maybe we should join the Predator Club and be predators as well, in order for us to have some sort of normalcy and be able to eternally cope with the fact that we're a prey species. In order for a prey species to elevate itself to a higher quality of life, it must evolve into a predator species as well. That's why cats, especially domestic house cats, have such a good life compared to other animals in the environment, because they're not just a prey species, they're a predator species. They're predatory animals, and they're useful to other animals like us humans, which gives them privileges and a way out of the harshness of nature. That's what we human beings need to do. And I'm sick and tired of these fucking Christian nut jobs, hippie nut jobs, and new age nut jobs, thinking that we human beings need to be completely prey, and we need to be completely selfish, self-depriving, suicidal maniacs, when that's just going to make even more food for the evil extraterrestrials, even more shit that the extraterrestrials can get out of us. It's just going to make us even better pigs and rabbits for them to kill and eat as the wolves and snakes over us. We need to, as a species, be selfish enough to make our own lives happy and worth living in order to raise the frequency of planet Earth. You raise the frequency of planet Earth by actually doing something that will make you happy and make other people happy. You don't raise the frequencies and the consciousness of planet Earth past the archon evil extraterrestrial influence by being a self-hating, self-depriving, and self-loathing prey animal. You don't do that. And everything in the world is inverted and completely backwards of how things are supposed to be. And that's because these evil extraterrestrials are using the fucking governments and their human extraterrestrial Illuminati bloodlines to enslave us. And they want us to hate ourselves and each other, and they want us to deprive ourselves of things that are a human right. Water is a human right. Food is a human right. Sleep is a human right. Having children is a human right. But also, not having children is a human right. And yet, there's just so much fucking religions and governmental bullshit out there that is about violating these rights of how a human being needs to live. It's a catch-22 death sentence bullshit. And for the V2K, it's a victim, but they say that being selfish is wrong. Mark Passio, I learned from this guy and others, but Mark Passio thinks the reason why the world's a bad place is because people are too selfish. Actually, the world is a bad place because people are not selfish enough, and they're selfish in the wrong way. Many people out there in the world are selfish, egotistical, and arrogant about being selfless, and they think that destroying themselves for others and giving too much for others is going to somehow validate their selfless ego, because they have hero syndrome. Hero syndrome is a real syndrome. It's where a person has a mental disorder where they need to be a hero and save others, that they will make up a problem or make somebody out to be the problem, the villain, and take care of the problem in order for other people to give them attention and for them to get validation, satisfaction, and gratification for doing an act of heroism, even if it's a factitious heroism, and other people telling them how much they like them and stuff, and shower them with love and affection and even money and shit like that. This is the kind of syndrome Christians have. They have hero syndrome. When Jesus Christ says to the Christian to bear their cross, he's basically telling them that they need to have hero syndrome. That's what he's telling people. Buddha's the same fucking way. A lot of these prophets, demigods, and gurus, they all have hero syndrome. Many of them have narcissism or sociopathy as well, dark triad personality traits, or dark empaths, and they want to project their shit onto other people because they think other people should be like them, or they're very delusional people and that they think that all people are like them and that they're normal when they're not. They're actually living in a delusional fantasy land in their head about how the world works, because the world doesn't work the way they think and believe it does, and is actually the opposite in most cases. No, you do not have to save everybody's life on planet Earth. Even if you're a military soldier, police officer, doctor, firefighter, you won't be able to save everybody. Because we're all flawed human beings, we all get sick, we all have needs like food and water, we have psychological needs like talking to people, showing our emotions, and we can all get killed. At least most of us. I've heard that there's immortality out there, that people are actually living almost forever. Some groups on planet Earth, but human extraterrestrial hybrids can live very long and do a lot of things that people would say is supernatural, like telekinesis and telepathy, that make them live way longer because they can deflect bullets with their brain waves or consciousness, psionic telekinesis kind of shit. And that means that people need to start loving themselves, and they need to be selfish in a good way and realize that they need to live their life and that they need to be patient with themselves. And they need to be the police officer who will take a break, especially if the sheriff tells them to take a break or the mayor tells them to take a break. Because if they need a break, and also if the police officer has been in and out of a hospital for like hours or a few days, they should take a break because they don't want to open up their wound, their gunshot wound or anything like that. And if they have had COVID or influenza, they don't want to give COVID and influenza to people. They just stay the fuck away from work and just relax. This is the kind of things that people need to do. If you're not feeling well, stay home. If you're not feeling right about a situation and you think it's a dumb thing that people are telling you to do, or the people that you're around don't seem trustworthy and they even harass you, don't be around these types of people. But many target individuals will be around these types of people. They'll continue to work with them and even live with them if these people are, for fuck's sakes, of unfortunately, their family members. They'll continue to be around these people. Some of them don't even have a choice like me. They'll continue to be around people that don't like them and don't care about them because they have never, ever been trained to be self-aware enough to read the situation and even care about it, to just get away from these people. Don't go to work with people. Work with fucking people that don't care about you. And many people are this way because they think that human beings can't care about themselves and that they always need human beings to care for them. That they want to find an external source to care about them because they think the only love and care is from others. You have to love and care about yourself, and you can love and care about yourself. That's why people take baths. That's why people go and hike in the woods. That's why people have hobbies, because they're caring about themselves. They're doing what they love. And if you can't even love yourself and care about yourself to do what you love, then you're not going to inspire people to do the same. You're not even going to do those things with other people. If you like to hike, go and a hike with somebody. If you like to take Epsom salt baths or medicinal baths with stuff, go to a soap making shop and talk to people about herbs and such, and about bath soap and bathing techniques or whatever. If you like food, go to a restaurant and eat with some friends. This is the kind of things that people can do for others and with others that they start caring about themselves and loving themselves. This is the kind of things we humans need to do on this planet. Especially since the evil extraterrestrials that I talked to you about, these Archons, the Autobot, the Demiurge, Grey Aliens, Alpha Draconians, are doing to us. We need to live the best life we can. That way, at least we had a good life before our lives, memories get wiped and we are forced to reincarnate to have another life in the reincarnation death trap. And we human beings, we have been somewhat attacked and treated like shit by these evil extraterrestrials, that the best thing we can do as a species is to love and care about ourselves first and foremost, be reasonably and quintessentially, necessarily selfish. And then we can do the selflessness and love and care about each other. If we do this, we'll raise the frequency of planet Earth, and stuff, that it will go past the Archons, Autobot, the Demiurge, Alpha Draconian, and Grey Aliens frequency range, or the band of frequencies and planes and densities that they operate in, and we will be able to destroy their grid and everything, and destroy their reincarnation death trap, and we'll get all of our memories from our past lives back, and we'll be able to go wherever the hell we want in the universe as souls when we die, and we can live up there as souls, or what in Star Trek they would call non-corporeal beings. In real life, our non-corporeal form is just an energy complex of internal energy that is consciousness itself and holds data of all of experiences. It's our energy body. And our energy body is not just made out of light, it's made out of light and darkness and everything in between. Many Christians, New Agers, and hippies say that our energy body is made out of light. That is a deception. The universe is God, and the universe has both light and darkness in it. Therefore, everything it would make, including the spirits and souls of humans and animals and all other life forms, would have a little bit of darkness, light, and both in them, just like the yin and yang symbol. And it don't just have light and darkness in it. Our energy body has all kinds of other stuff. It has every frequency electromagnetic spectrum in it. It looks like rainbow colors. And it contains all the memory and data of all the atoms in the periodic table, in mathematics, and all the stuff that our body has been aware of and been in contact with when it had a body, when it reincarnated. Because when a person's soul reincarnates, or when it goes back up into the 4th, 5th, 6th non-corporeal spiritual astral dimensions and planes, it retains and it will permanently have the data of all of its past lives into it. And that means the data of everything within the third dimension material realm that it has been in contact with and especially aware of. If you're a scientist and you know science in the periodic table of elements, when you die, your soul or your energy body, your consciousness goes up into the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, or sixth dimension, which is the spirit realms, astral realms, ether, and your soul energy body will retain like a USB drive, but eternal and infinite, all the information about the science, about stoichiometry and the periodic table of elements. If you're a mathematician, your soul will remember your math. If you're a military soldier, your soul remember everything it means to be a military soldier and everything from logistics to battlefield tactics, depending on what you did as a military soldier in your particular military. And this is the kind of stuff the government doesn't want you to know. This is what the government actually doesn't want you to know. This is what the extraterrestrials that run the government don't want you to know. This isn't Satan, devil, Lucifer, or anything like that. This is spiritual human trafficking, enslavement on a fractal scalar, orgone level, energy level, slavery and genocide of humanity and humanity's consciousness and potential and progress as co-creator gods and goddesses created by God Creator Universe, which is called Source, and what you would call, that would be akin to Star Wars, the Force of existence. They just said with V2K killer ass. We humans need to worship ourselves and each other and realize we're all gods and goddesses created by the utmost high, Alpha Omega, beginning and end, God of creation, which is the universe itself, which is all reality. Manny P. Hall knew this. Manny P. Hall talks about mathematics and stuff like that. Then there is another man, forgot his name, Graham Hancock, yeah. He talks about this. And these men are seen as fringed and ostracized by the mainstream media. And I'm a scientist. I'm an amateur scientist. And I'm a genius at sciences. I know mythology, astrology, astrobiology, biology, meteorology, a lot of ologies. I also have some medical knowledge as well. And I want to tell you, the fucking God of the Bible, modern day Christianity, is bullshit. And it's a MK Ultra program created by the Roman Vatican Church and British royal family and shit, along with the Zionist Jews. Islam and Judaism is bullshit. Buddhism is mostly bullshit. Many religions, even pagan religions, and I'm a pagan, is bullshit. I even don't even like my own religion. But I just like at least half of what paganism is to 3/4 of it. But I, as a scientist, on my more dominant scientific self, I know the truth that the true God is the universe and all of its laws, like the law of cause and effect, laws of thermodynamics, gravity, and the law of conservation of mass and energy, and what Marpassiu calls natural law. That's what I know. And they told me through V2K that when I'm talking about the occult, no, it's not the occult. It used to be the occult. But science is a human right nowadays. Most people know science. They can go and get a science book from the library, read science documents, and get crash courses even for free online for science. And most people had to take science classes in order to graduate high school. And that goes with math and language as well. And education's a human right. And many target individuals, I'm wondering why they're fucking target individual, because how feeble-minded they sound. They sound like fucking retards. They don't know what they're saying. I just don't understand, how does a retard who is not a threat to anybody, not even a scumbag, who has this technology do something bad to somebody, why are they on the list? They're not an enemy of the state. They didn't piss somebody off. Actually, they're a fucking laughing stock, no matter what they are. 'Cause that fucking stupid ass, hell, unscientific, irrational shit that comes out of their mouths. This is not just targeting individuals. This is patriotic Americans as well. Many people that call themselves patriotic Americans don't know the fucking clue of what it means to be an American, be a fucking patriot, let alone a person. And I'm wondering, how the fuck are they patriotic American when they're fucking too retarded to know the difference between what is a person that cares and loves America versus somebody who doesn't. Many people don't know that our country is a secular, separation church and state country, for fuck's sakes. How the fuck are they a patriotic American when they don't even know that shit? I'm getting tired and I have to get to bed soon. Talk to you later. Take care. And have a good night. My fellow target individuals and patriotic Americans.